Hello, welcome to DC3 Live. I'm your host, Ricky Blue. We have a very special show for you today, our history special. We sent two of our guys back in time so we can give you a revolutionary look of television. No one has ever done this before, but here at DC3 Live, we want to give you the best information in the highest quality. In 1890, he moved to Washington, D.C. and got a job as a stereographer. A year later, he started working on a film project, quit his job, and made his own movie projector. He later went and started his own company, Charles F. Jenkins Labs, and Jenkins Television Corporation. He moved and focused on television in 1913 and successfully transmitted images onto television in 1923. His counterpartner, John Barrett, was born on August 14, 1888. He was a Scottish scientist who invented the first television along with his counterpartner, Charles F. Jenkins. In July of 1924, he and Charles F. Jenkins constructed the first television. He also invented phonovision, a proof of concept form and experiments for recording mechanical television signals. So Jimmy, what's going on over there?
Thanks, Ricky. I'm here with Charles and John. They were just telling me on the story on how they created the first television. I'm a little fussy on some of the details. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you got the audio to work with the video in the television?
Well, after silent films were invented, we thought that we could make something a lot more interesting. We tried to entertain the audience a lot better in their own homes.
Television was built using a series of vacuum tubes that received, separated, and modulated electromagnetic audio and video signals to waves of electrons that were sent through an amplifier and separator. Waves carrying the audio were sent to an amplifier and speakers, and video electrons were amplified and shot through a 3-barreled gun at a phosphor-coated sheet of thin glass, backed with a micron-thin sheet of aluminum. This cathode ray tube displayed pictures caused by the excitement of the phosphor.
As technology developed, capacitors, resistors, transformers, coils, chokes, and valves are what comprised the processing unit of television and were remade into miniature circuit boards and PCBs. It basically completely replaced the big glass tubes and loose wiring.
Yeah, I don't know what you said, but hey, it sounded very smart. Thank you, gentlemen, for explaining how audio changed the way people watch pictures on the screen. Well, tell me a little bit more about phonovision, John, since you created it.
Phonovision is a proof of concept format, an experiment for recording a mechanical television signal on phonograph records. The technology was nowhere near ready for recording a video signal back then. That's one way you see them all today. They were only a byproduct of Baird's attempt to make the phonovision the combined disc playback and device that would allow phonovision discs to be played back with perfect sound.
So Jimmy, that was quite an experience for you. I'm glad we got you back here in one piece without no issues.
Yeah, it was a little weird at first, especially when I realized it actually worked.
Just tell me about it later. Now, I think it's time for you to jump to our favorite. You know him. Everybody loves him. Rusty Sweets. We send him back in time to talk to Ray Doby, founder of Doby Laboratories. So Rusty, what's going on over there, buddy?
I'm here with Raymond Doby, the creator of Doby Labs, one of the biggest names in the evolution of sound. From sound reduction to surround sound, for the latest innovation, Doby Atmos. Ray, tell me a bit about you and what got you into this sort of business. By the looks of it, you have really changed the audio world. Tell us a bit about it.
January 1933 in Portland, Oregon. I went to school for a degree in electrical engineering at Stanford, and I also got my PhD in physics from the University of Cambridge. Later on, I went to invent Doby Labs. I invented the Doby HR noise reduction system that you all know about now, and I also developed a video tape recorder. If you consider that changing the audio world, then yes I have. I'm also an electrical engineer, a physicist, and an entrepreneur.
Tell me what your company is all about.
Doby Labs is a company that specializes in audio noise reduction, in audio encoding, and composition. We license our technology out to manufacturers as well.
HDMI has become almost a standard now. What are your thoughts on that?
HDMI is an interesting and a new technology. I haven't had much experience with it myself, but they use it for a lot of things. For example, they usually, it's almost completely replaced cable. You connect your high definition interfaces with your cable or your TV or your audio receiver. I did not myself invent the HDMI cables. That was Hitachi and Sony, among other manufacturers. But I have, however, created receivers to use the technology. I believe currently HDMI is the best choice of connection to use instead of the old RCA cables that, in my time, was prime. They've also transformed the way that we watch television. Clear TV and just audio itself has just become so much more crisp, clear, and you can't beat it. Not only that, but I mean, it makes consumer lives much easier because you only need to set up one cable. It's not like the 3 separate cables of RCA.
Well, gang, that's all we have for today. I hope you learned quite a bit about the history in audio and television. I know I did. Well, thanks for watching. It's your boy Ricky Blue from DC3 Live.